Not gonna believe what I did. I recorded a 10-minute podcast out here, and I said some really nice, witty things. I thought this is gonna be great, and then I went to listen to it or watch it, and I could see it, but I couldn't hear it because I forgot to turn this little mic on. So, if you're having a bad day, then you can cry on my shoulders. Yeah, this is Preston. I'm doing a podcast called Life Walks with Preston. I love to walk, so I'll be walking around different places in the world, probably mostly in Mobile, where I'm at right now. But I do love international travel and travel around Mobile, so there'll be podcasts, but they all have that element of moving around and walking. So I'm in the yard right now. I want to show you a few things I got going in the herb and vegetable garden. I do like to grow stuff, especially with prices kind of going up right now. So let's take a look and see what we have here. Should be able to see these cucumbers. Got the cucumbers going, and I like to plant basil. I have a lot of basil going. Basil is one of the easiest plants to grow in the world, really, literally. They will pop up um, in just a couple of days. The seeds will, and I'll show you some down here in a minute. This is a papaya plant. You know, when you eat a papaya, you scoop out those black little weird looking black slimy looking seeds. Well, you can put those in a paper towel and dry them for a couple of days and then throw them in the dirt, and that's what I got. I keep it in the greenhouse in the winter. Here's an avocado plant. A lot of people do the avocado. um, Here's another avocado plant, and it's a mess back here. I let it go over the winter. I'm just slowly trying to get things straightened out. um, let's see, here's some tea plants I got from the Fairhope tea plantation. There's a gentleman that's got a big tea plantation out there in Fairhope. If you're in the Mobile, Alabama area, I do recommend visiting. You can buy tea there, tea bags, and you can even buy some tea plants. So I'm going to go, let me show you the basil. Here's a bunch of basil right now. Those will be thinned out and put into individual planters pretty soon. So I'm going to go in the greenhouse, and I have some creatures that live in here. And just what I have are some Cicatta tortoises. And it's good to come in here every day and check on the babies, because this little fella right here, Bobby, good morning, Bobby, he knocked this thing over, and it caused Bobby to go on his back. So when I came out here, poor thing was on his back. And, you know, as much as Betty probably wanted to help, she didn't. And then way across the room here, we have the queen bee right here. It's Belinda. Hey, Belinda, good morning, baby. What are you doing? Getting some sun. She's getting a little bit of sun. It's not direct sun like she needs. So I take them out into the yard. I have a lot next door. There's no pesticides or anything put on it. Nothing at all. It's all natural. And I let them graze there. I put that there because there was a bear around here for a while. I never saw it, but anyway, I don't want anybody opening up the greenhouse and going after my babies. Uh, the Cicada tortoise they're grass grazers. So that's their primary diet. And they can eat little things like fruit and lettuce. I give them some romaine lettuce, and they love pumpkin. But you can't give them too much of these things because they're high in protein, and it's not good for their They can't metabolize all that protein. So those are just treats that they get. But they come out here and they graze in the grass. I get me a chair out here, maybe pop up in a cold one and sit with them and watch them. They will munch on that grass like crazy for a couple of hours while I'm out here with them. Then I bring them back in the greenhouse where they live, except in the winter. And sometimes I have to bring them in if it gets too really, really cold. But I have a heater out there. But if it gets below freezing, I have to bring them inside, even with that little heater out there, because they don't hibernate like regular turtles. The tortoises don't. They're 365 awake. They do burrow a little bit, but turtles, of course, will burrow and hibernate. But the tortoises, they don't do that. They don't hibernate, rather. And this is a Pfeiffer pear tree that I've had for a few years. I got it from the Mobile Botanical Gardens, and I hope you can see those pears. It's finally going to have fruit after several years. I'm happy about that. Um, and then here's a loquat tree. I haven't got any fruit from it yet. And then we have over here a little baby fig tree. You can see that. So I do like growing herbs and fruits and vegetables. Here's a rosemary plant. Rosemary does really good in Mobile. Oh, look, we got some berries. So, mm, mm. And that reminds me, I gotta pick all the ones before I cut the grass. They love getting that rain. So, um, yeah, rosemary grows very well in Mobile, Alabama. They do like water, but they are kind of drought resistant, so they can go on for a while without water. But that's a plant that does very well in this climate here in Mobile, Alabama. So yeah, the uh, walks, life walks with Preston. We'll talk. We'll talk gardening. We'll talk travel, international travel too. I love to travel around the world, and we'll do cooking. I'm not a bad cook. I posted some stuff on cooking. I love to cook. And then we're going to do politics too, but you can tune out if you're not a political person. I know a lot of people just aren't into politics, especially nowadays, because it can get toxic really fast. But I can't help it. I'm just like, maybe I care too much about what's going on politically with the country and the world, but but I do care about it, and I will discuss political things as well, uh, but not right at this moment. So anyway, I'm going to post this on YouTube on my channel at Flash Documentaries, and you know, I'm sure this is not going to go viral because nothing really bizarre or unusual or crazy happened, but maybe I'll get lucky one day. Uh, because that seems like that's about the only way you're going to get a lot of views is if it goes viral. And speaking of that, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but I have seen where a lot of those things are staged. It'd be real easy to stage something like go into a store and have your friend or somebody do a certain stupid or crazy thing, and then you pop up, or like you see a guy touching another guy, or a woman touching another woman on the shoulder, or grabbing their hand while they're walking with their spouse or their boy or girlfriend. To me, that's too dangerous. I don't think I got the nerve to do anything like that. But because I have seen some close calls where people do that stuff and almost get beat up. But but yeah, I'll post this at Flash Documentaries, and then hopefully I can expand it out to a few other places, maybe Amazon, maybe Spotify, and I have some web sites or web names I might post there too. So anyway, beautiful day here in Mobile, Alabama. It's going to be kind of warm, probably in the 80s today. And then, we got some rain the other day. We needed it. There's a drought thing going on around different parts of the country. My thoughts go out to all the people in Georgia that are affected by the wildfires there. I hope they get that under control. I think the media needs to pay more attention to that. I haven't seen it in the news. In fact, all I've seen on the news, that when I do tune in recently, the past a day or two, is that event at that White House Correspondents' Dinner. That's crazy. My take on it, so far without having a lot of details is, I think it was too close for comfort. I know that I don't think the guy should have been able to get as close as he did, even though he didn't get that close. But again, it was in a hotel, and so it's hard for parties having events there to control all the stuff going on at the hotel. But that seems like it's been a lot in the news, and of course the Iran war and all that. So we do have we need a little more coverage on what's going on at home. So anyway, yeah, please subscribe, and I'll be posting some more podcasts soon. I hope you have a great Monday.